Welcome to the Shut Your Mouth Lounge. Hmm? Episode number 299. Atty? Yes. Oh. All right then. So, we're coming up on episode 300. It's going to be a big one, but have we got anything to throw out for our channels in the week leading up to it? Atty?
Well,
Atty?
I will probably have some short video coming out on Friday or so. I haven't scheduled it, but I have found I want to say like 10 or so like moments that I otherwise would have uploaded to Twitter before the API change. So I went, okay, I guess I'll just cut these out and upload them from the PlayStation. So there's gonna be short videos for a while where it's just, it's the uncommented stuff, which was like, here's a glitch. I don't know which one I'll schedule first. It will probably be actually no. Now that I think about it, there's one. I tried to go about these in chronological order for the most part. So it will probably be this time where I fought a Jamie online in Street Fighter 6, and they thought it was a really good idea to do their level 2 super. You know, the one where he drinks. To do that while I was en route to their face with my foot.
Yeah. Maybe hoping there was invincibility on it, but other than that,
I mean, that would make sense, except for the part where it doesn't, like, my move doesn't continue while that move plays. It stops time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that will probably be coming out. For the main channel, the Street Fighter 6 review has been halted for a while because, yeah, I've been going to college, as in I literally had my first class yesterday.
Oh, excellent!
Yeah, it was actually fun. In the middle of the class, I went, "What the fuck is going on?" Because it didn't feel like I'm in a class.
Like, having a good college is way more fun than regular school. At least partly because you're not forced to be there. So it is like the secure thing of like I could just stop going, but.
Yeah.
Like, part of it also is just that college is generally where you get the classes that are more devoted genuinely to a subject, and where your teacher is not a civil servant who is slowly dying inside from being crushed by the oppressive bureaucracy.
I thought you were gonna say your teacher isn't a civil servant who is a slave, which also would have been proper. Like it also would have made sense. But which, now that I think about it, that's even historical, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that is, like, feudalism is usually, like, people in feudalism were just civil servants. Peasants were just civil servants.
Oh, no, I'm not even talking about it. I'm talking about the like pedagogy or whatever, how you pronounce it in English. How they, if memory serves, the people that became the people who did the thing that would later become recognized as the work of teaching. They, if memory serves, used to be slaves exclusively. So,
oh boy.
Like, I don't remember if it goes back to all the way to Greece. I don't think it does, because then that would raise some questions about like Plato or whoever. But you know,
yeah,
there was a time when teachers were exclusively just slaves. And then they stopped being slaves technically.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's not. I can't speak to public education in Europe. My understanding is it's considerable improvement, but public education system in America, not a success.
The public education system in Europe is not much better. Like, technically, not even the private education system is that much better, because the private education system is just the public education system in a trench coat. And
what? Oh, yeah.
Well, I went to a private high school, as you know. The private high school had to still do the things that public schools do. The only difference is that because they are private, the government would send out people to check on them, like I think every year, and they also had to pay a fee or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where like technically they can get to be a bit more lax, but not that much. And otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just the public education system in a trench coat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got lucky. I had film and anatomy, and the professor was really good. They taught like the principal did in my high school, which is say that they're very lax and they don't like the class was structured like Pulp Fiction.
No.
So
The class itself was structured like Pulp Fiction.
I mean, if memory serves, Pulp Fiction is non-chronological light, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, the class itself was structured like Pulp Fiction. We started with at the beginning, and then we jumped into the I wanna say, like 3/4 of the class, and then to the second fourths, and then to the fourths.
I see. They're getting you started proper.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is that because it's film anatomy, things don't really link into each other because it was the first class of film anatomy. Things don't really link into each other. They're putting down the base for things to link into each other later.
Yeah.
And all of the stuff that we that we got was stuff that I've learned in high school, but that was on purpose. The professor even said so. So yeah. But it was neat. He explained some things that I didn't actually hear in high school, like how you're actually like how the dividing of the screen with thirds makes sense, because like I don't know about other people. The way I learned about the way I learned to do cinematography and stuff like that is the way I learn languages, or the way I have learned languages, the way I learned the English language, which is, why is it this way? Because it's that way. You fucking use it that way.
Yeah.
Like, because over here, which I'm assuming is also the case over there with like Spanish or whatever, like other foreign languages. But over here, they try to explain everything in detail as to why it makes sense grammatically. When someone learns words in their native tongue, it's not that way because it's grammatically correct. It's that way because that's how people use it, and that's how I've learned that it makes sense. Stuff makes sense to me, which is just observe how other people do it, look at it, and go, okay, see if I can replicate it. Eventually, if I can replicate it, then I can think about not using those conventions, but first I need to do it that way, and like maybe it's a bit more effort than just going, hey, people do it that way, and then just remembering it. But it also means like I don't know, it feels a bit more involved to me.
Yeah.
But it also means that I can't explain some of the stuff or why I do it or how I do it, because like the thirds, you've seen me, you've seen some of my pictures in games, or like you've seen my drawings. I have an idea on how to compose. I'm not gonna say that my compositions are good necessarily, but like I have some basic thought.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you why I did those things the way I did before this, because the guy actually explained, hey, this is this is the dividing line. It means this. If you put it that way, it may feel that way. Some of the things that he said seemed like bullshit to me, but whatever. That's just how it is.
It's weird. In many ways, it's a study of what do humans just naturally find aesthetically satisfying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I thought, or the thing that sounded bullshit to me was he brought in album covers as examples of different perspective and how they interact with the thirds. And one of the ones that he brought in was the cover of Encore by Eminem, where he's on the far left side while walking to the distance. And he said that it might make people uncomfortable the way he's that way, and he's not. But like, I don't see it that way. Like, it may just be because I've seen so many things in media use that sort of shot, but it's just like that's just how you convey a journey.
Hang on, I'm gonna look up the cover of Encore because I don't remember it.
Not Encore, shit, Recovery. Both of those are Eminem
I was about to
albums.
say, Encore actually seems like it would be a perfect usage of the rule of thirds. I just happened to look it up as you were going, wait, shit! No, yeah, I can see what your teacher's talking about. Yeah, that's a little bit off. That's a little bit odd.
See, to me, that's just how you convey your journey. Like that's I've seen that shot in so many things. I mean, I'm gonna say mostly anime, but like just overall, it's usually when I think of people, or when I think of motion media, trying to convey people walking, it's some version of that.
This may be a left brain, right brain thing, but I would not have well, okay. A big part of the problem is not just rule of thirds, it's why is he walking in the middle of the road? But it's also, if it was on the right side, I don't know, that'd probably be more comfortable to me. But in terms of that shot, yeah, I can definitely see rule of thirds where it'd be like, no, put him in the middle. Like if he's going to be walking down the middle of the street, then the cameraman should also be following down the middle of the street.
No, that's actually wrong. If you want to make him comfortable, according to the rule of thirds, he should be a couple of degrees to the right, but not in the middle. He should be between where he is now and where the middle of the picture is.
I could see that, yeah.
Because he said, and I quote, people allegedly figured out that for some reason where those points meet is aesthetically pleasing to people. This is the explanation I got in film and anime.
I can definitely see that, where it's not quite sitting on the right edge, because he is very much on the edge of the shot there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, once again, it's just a thing of like, whenever I saw a similar shot, I mean, sometimes it would be properly using the rule of thirds, but a lot of times it would be like walking next to the edge, or like even having the subject be off of it, like halfway. Which, it's stylistic choice, but
yeah.
But yeah, it was that stuff, and there was a big difference that I immediately recognized in the professor, because he went, here's all of the books that I'll need you to read. Don't worry about them. I'll get them for you, for the entire class.
That's definitely a big difference between European and American schooling.
It might not be a difference between American schooling and European schooling. It might just be that this professor is cool, honestly. Because
that's going to be another big difference of college. College is a lot more freewheeling with letting the professors run the class how they want.
Yeah, I'm also saying that because I've already gotten an email from a professor being like, "Hey, buy my book. It's $20."
That is a lot better than what they do in the States. And hey, buy my book. It's $120.
See, like they're not that well. So far, they haven't been that evil. But yeah, I'm actually even exaggerating, because it's not even $20. I think it's it's a bit more than 10, but it's not quite 15. I guess it's like $13 or so. The book is.
That's an odd amount, but yeah, I can see what you're talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, so that there's also gonna be some interesting bits, because like I have online classes on the same day or as like regular classes, so that will be cool. But the even cooler stuff is I have like Christian history and Bible studies on the same day as actual like stuff that is for my degree. So what will happen is I won't go to Bible history and Christian studies or whatever. And instead I'll, because they're supposed to put the stuff for the classes up on the government site that they are forced to use.
Yeah.
So I'll just do that, and I own a Bible. I can do research.
Owning a Bible does help. Though if there's any book that you could probably find plenty of free readings of online, it's the Bible.
Yeah. So like, you know, as long as those professors are also normal and they actually upload the stuff for the classes, I should be fine. Cause like I don't have a thing against like Christianity. It's just I would rather go to the things that actually go to my degree.
Yeah.
And like it's the fact that those classes are on the same like in the same time slots is technically nobody's fault. Technically the government's fault if anyone's. But the thing there is that when you have to take the classes up, you have a chance to look when the classes would happen, but only on a weekly basis. The problem with this is that regardless of which week it happens, it just puts them on the day when you check it that day or that way. Now, this would mean that if you check all of the classes, they would always be on top of each other. But when you would go into a monthly view, which once again, like I don't go daily, I go once every week or twice maybe, but yeah. So you have to actually look at the schedule in a monthly view to actually know when your classes are and where they are and what classes they are.
Yeah.
This means that you cannot physically check when the classes are held until you have already signed up for them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's how I ended up with the Bible classes conflicting with the degree classes.
That
like,
does follow, yes.
And so it's like it's not my problem because I literally cannot check when the things are held. It's not their problem because you know they can't really do anything about the government site that they have to use. It's the government's fault for not fucking updating the site. Like it even lists that there's a list on the bottom, I think, where it says supported browsers, Firefox, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer. So yeah, very new, very good quality site.
If it was in question to begin with.
But yeah, so far I've had positive experiences with college. It actually was fun. It was also fun. We have to make a video for class, introducing ourselves. It has to be a minute and a half or 2 minutes, and we watched a couple of examples so that we'll know what we have to do. And all of them were like these, you know, very dramatic, very trying to be serious, or you know, like it was very reeking of I am an author. I want to be taken seriously. All of them.
We demand to be taken seriously.
Yeah. And one of the kids in my class, which it's I mean the class is made up of 4 younger people, including me, and then like I wanna say 5 older people who actually do shit. Like there's an actual actress in the class.
Huh?
So you know. Yeah. So one of the kids goes like, all of these have been very dramatic. Could we see one that's more humorous? The professor spent the next 20 minutes looking for a funny introductory video like that. There were none. Eventually, he's like, I remember this one. This one was really good. He opens the folder. There's nothing in it.
Yeah.
And so, after watching like I want to say 4 or 5 more that was like maybe this will be funny, and it wasn't. He finally finds one funny one. He then buried under all of the other videos.
Ha!
And it got to the class. Everyone's laughing except for me because I'm used to the humor.
Yeah.
Because it was you know the humor came from the verbosity. They tried to do a nature documentary spoof where they tried to make mundane things funny by over explaining them and stuff like that. And
yeah,
that's just basic internet humor. So, well, at least to me.
Depending on what corner, certainly.
Yeah. So it had no effect on me until they switched the dub into German. At which point even I cracked up a bit because, like, because at that point it actually did the thing of averting expectations.
Yeah.
The real winner of that short film though was because they one of the things for this short film or whatever you want to call it, this like little
The
thing,
shark film?
this short.
Okay.
But yeah, one of the things is that you have to be featured in it, not complete, like you don't have to be in every scene, but you have to be featured in it at least a bit. So the way they did this is that they didn't reveal themselves until the end, but before then they would represent themselves with a mannequin, and like, it was mostly just like mannequin doing normal people stuff. But then cut to the mannequins driving, and
Ow!
like it wasn't a complete mannequin. It was just the hysteria. But
I still have questions.
we actually figured it out. The professor rewound it there, so we could figure it out how they did it, because he didn't know either. But let's
That's great.
Yeah, that was the one bit where I actually cracked up myself like properly, because like it was so unexpected and it was such a well done practical effect that you couldn't not laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way they did it is that they sat into the driver chair, I guess, I don't know, the seat, and they put the mannequin into their lap, and they just framed the shot so they wouldn't be seen while they drive.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, so the things are looking fine. Technically, I might have made a friend. I'm not sure. There's a guy from my county, which, by the way, the school is in another county, so it's technically it's effectively the same as it being in another state for y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a guy from my county, actually from my city even, and he noticed me from the interview stuff that we took. We're the only two who actually got picked up on that, seemingly. And so yeah, by happenstance, because I have a very memorable look. I only dye half of my hair yellow.
Yeah.
But yeah, and all that. He found me out the night. Now we have each other on Discord, and he didn't. He hasn't freaked out about me being a furry yet, so he might not know what it is. And I won't tell him. And I won't tell him until he asks.
I think nowadays it's not really a biggie.
Yeah, you think? I mean, obviously, I have a different view on how other people handle it, just because like people like, it's the same like double standard or whatever. Not even double standard. It's just the two-way thinking that people in the fandom have, where they go, it's just a hobby and whatever. But at the same time, when you're like, I'm gonna tell other people, they go, no, you shouldn't. You should shut your mouth. You will die. But it's like, okay, so is it a hobby?
Die?
Like, well, it's basically you'll it will have big repercussions on your life, which, like, you can't both say that it's just a hobby and then also go, no, you shouldn't tell everyone you should hide it. Like, it's either normal or it's not. It can be both.
Yeah.
Which is that's why my take is that it's an aesthetic, because both because it barely fits what the definition of a hobby is to begin with, but also just like, I like the aesthetic, but like, other than that,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, videos, because of the whole college stuff, video production has halted a bit, which I've thought about posting on the YouTube update stuff, or the part where you can make or whatever, not comments, the announcement stuff, where you can just put out statements. The thing that I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I thought about posting it there that hey, I got picked up. Like I literally fell ass backwards into going to college now, so videos might take a bit longer. Which honestly, it probably won't make a difference because I only made a video once every 4 months anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Street Fighter 6 review, I kind of got stumped on because I haven't played Street Fighter 6 in I want to say 3 months.
I'll say for my part, like I'm more or less just of the view like Aki doesn't interest me. She doesn't excite me. I'm highly unlikely to really pay attention to the game just for a minute. I intend on getting back in with Ed just because, like, for a little bit, the cycle's going to be defined by Aki, and Aki is not my chick.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is that like I
also there's so many things to play.
Yeah, for me it's not that. For me it's just that like I realized that I was getting very negative about the game just because like I don't, that I don't mind the roster that's in the game, but I don't really love any of them either. So like there's nothing really
Yeah.
calling me to play the game, and then like it's so I just went, okay, fuck it. If one of y'all wants to play Street Fighter 6, I'll play it, but like other than that, I don't really care right now.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt that I picked up Persona 3 and 4. And then I went, well, okay, actually I guess I do like the Persona series. Because I didn't pick them up for the longest time because I was like, well, what if I only like 5? What if there's like something in that makes makes me like it really like better than the others, and I just actually don't like the others.
Heh.
And not only that, but also like whenever I thought of playing 5 again, I went, no, actually it takes way too long. I won't play it. Which also didn't help because I went, well, what if I didn't actually enjoy 5 that much? Because like if I don't want to replay it, then did I like it at all?
Yeah.
But yeah, then I bought 3 and 4, played through 3, 4, and then 5 again. And now I'm on my second playthrough of 3. So
yeah,
I'm not even doing the fancy route yet. I'm just playing through with New Game Plus Makoto because I don't think the New Game Plus stuff carries over to FEMC.
I don't think it does, which is I would have done a FMC route if it did.
Yeah, that's my thing too, is that like I will play FMC eventually, but I want to play through all of the games on New Game Plus because I did it for 5 and it was a much more fun experience because I didn't have to study.
Yeah.
And so I maxed out everyone aside from the Moon Kid because I found the Moon Kid, I want to say, a week before the world ended. And yeah.
Moon Kid is usually considered by most people to be the worst social link in the game, so that I think on some level you're considered to have dodged a bullet there. I say considered. I've done the Moon Kid social link. I can't remember it for the fucking life of me.
I see. I did, however, do the thing that yeah, go ahead.
Probably speaks to its quality, really.
Yeah. I did do the thing that I set out to do and see the cutscene you get when you romance every girl in the game, though.
Yeah, the ass beating.
Yeah, that was great. I also liked how like I chose Takemi because fuck it, why not? Really, it's a thing of like I don't like any of the teammate girls that much, and like I'm gonna have Joker go with Haru just because she's not the worst choice. Because in my opinion, Haru is not the worst choice just because she's the only one who is actually of Joker's age that I also don't dislike.
Makoto is older than Joker, isn't she?
I don't know, but I don't like Makoto anyway. Like on is fine as a person, and I don't mind her as a person, but like she ain't that sort to me, at least. Makoto I just don't like. She's a person that I would tolerate around myself, but she's not a person that I would spend a lot of time with. Otherwise, it doesn't help that her social link is not actually about her; it's about someone else.
Yeah.
And then the Futaba is too young.
Yeah, Futaba, I have always thought it was disgusting that Futaba is an option at all.
Yeah, but
Japan,
I mean,
Japan has a fetish for for weird big sister little sister dynamics because Japan has serious sexual issues.
I was about to say, like, on one hand you are right, on the other, Ken in Femc round.
Yeah, same thing, exact same fucking thing.
Yep. But yeah, like out of the given options, I think Takemi is the most fine one because Takemi, at least, if you don't do all of her missions, at least you can end it at the point where she turns down Joker.
Yeah.
Like they do go overboard with her as well, but there was a point where I figured that they might have gone the route of, she's like playing around with Joker, where she's like she'll call him boyfriend and whatever, but she doesn't actually feel that way because he's too young.
Heh.
Like, I don't know, it would have made sense, and I would be fine with that for like a quote unquote romance link, because like it's the same thing as like in like sitcoms when the older sister or whatever, like then the babysitter plays girlfriend with the kid or whatever. But it's like, there's nothing there. There's obviously nothing there, but like, fuck it. If he wants to play girlfriend and boyfriend, then we'll play it until he gets bored.
Yeah.
So yeah, I figured it would be that, and then they went, no, it's not that. Because of course, at least it's not Kawakami. Holy shit.
Kawakami.
The teacher.
Help me here. What was that?
Homeroom teacher.
Wait, who are we talking about prior to this then?
Doctor.
Oh. Okay, I don't know why, but my brain cross-wired when you were talking about Takemi. I thought you were talking about Kawakami.
Oh no!
I was going like, if memory serves, that one was pretty creepy from the jump, but maybe my memory's failing me.
Yeah, no, Kawakami was creepy from the jump. I mean, Kawakami would be a lot less creepy if she didn't just start role-playing for no reason. Just in that random moment.
Oh boy. Ooh, doggy.
Yeah. And then there's also Oya. She's also in the game.
Yep. Wait, is Oya the fortune teller?
No, I forgot about the fortune teller. Yeah, no, Oya is the drunk newspaper, the journalist. He's in
That's
the bar.
a winner for some people.
I guess.
That specifically the one that we can thank for giving the fucking picture that everybody uses of, do you like older women? Hell yeah. Which is kind of just canonical for the P5 protagonist, because in terms of younger choices, it's really Futaba and arguably An, but An's not really that much younger.
I mean, they're in the same class, so I'm gonna figure they're around the same age. In fact, aren't they in the same? I forget. Wouldn't they be in the same year as Makoto?
It was my understanding that Makoto and Haru were both like a year or two older than the rest of the party. Because that's usually how they do it in Personas. There's usually one or two party members who's older or younger than the rest.
Yeah,
because P3. Yeah, P3, Akihiko and Mitsuru are both older than the rest of the class. Who's the oldest party member P4? Is it?
It's shit. There isn't.
Is Naoto the oldest?
No, Naoto is first year. There is no third year in P4.
Right. Yeah. The player character is probably the oldest in P4.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I forgot that, right, because what I was trying to recall was, I know that in P4 part of the gimmick of gold was you get the scooters, but Kanji is 15 and he never turns 16 during the game, so he has to have a bicycle instead.
Yeah, and then Teddy is like, well, Teddy is mentally 3, physically 17, effectually maybe 4 months old.
Yeah. Which is why Teddy, when they do the scooter stuff, Teddy just has to be hitched in a trailer to the back of
Not
Kanji
even that.
or Yosuke, right?
No, not even that. He's he's roller skating behind Kanji.
That makes sense. Now the gag there to do is that Teddy is so bizarrely good at roller skating, he accidentally speeds ahead of everybody else and gets into a crash, right?
No, they go up to a mountain. I think very slowly. They're the last ones, and then uh there's something I forget what motivates them, but both Kanji and Teddy go into overdrive and just immediately speed past everyone else.
Sounds correct.
The for all of the bad things that Golden might have added, which I wouldn't know. The best thing that they added, the best line in all of Persona so far, which is in the ski lodge. The things happen. I won't say what because of spoilers, but Naoto delivers the line that is the best in all of Persona, which is, Teddy, only people have human rights.
Yeah.
And like, if I didn't like Naoto before that line, I would have liked Naoto after that. I don't even hate Teddy, but like, fuck, that's a raw line.
Well, it's like there are a few points of Persona 4 where it's like Naoto is the only member of that party that is even moderately sane and has even a vague understanding of the regular world. I mean, Yosuke's fairly smart. He's just fucking lazy. But
Yeah.
then Kanji's a dumbass. Chie's a dumbass. Yukiko is weird. The main protag is really fucking weird. Teddy is literally not human.
Yeah. I also just like to think, like, there are things that obviously change because of context, but it's also just funny to think about like the in rules of the world and how they work. Like, one day Yosuke shows up, and he's just like, here's my furry friend, he'll move in today.
Yeah. I mean, Yosuke's got a whole thing with his parents being weird, doesn't he?
Not really. His parents are barely existent.
That's what I was thinking. So he can move Teddy in with nobody even noticing because no one's fucking there most of the time.
Yeah, like the most that his parents are talked about is one is when he's talking about his job at Junes. That is because of his dad. And the other time that I remember him talking about his parents is being angry at Teddy because Teddy brought down his porn max to the table for breakfast.
That sounds correct for both characters.
And then Teddy was like, "What's this, Yosuke?" And yeah.
Yeah? What is it? What exactly is it?
It's it.
Oh!
Cue that song. I forgot the title of it. Shit.
We suck.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
That's the title of the song.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been enjoying Persona stuff. I've thought about buying the dancing games, but if I'm buying them, I'm buying the pack with all of the games, because there's a bundle with 3 and 5 dancing together, and if you buy the bundle, but only the bundle, you'll get 4 dancing as well.
I see.
They never advertise this anywhere. but
Why would you?
but yeah, I've thought about getting that because it has story. That, and also I also like the reading games, but like, it also apparently has a story, and I would have bought it for reading game stuff eventually, but it having a story made me go, how? So that I've also been watching like Persona Q stuff, and like, wow. Because people call people say like, from what I understand, the personal continuity is kind of like the Kingdom Hearts continuity, where it's like, all right, so here's this spin-off game. The spin-off game contains important lore. The difference between the two is that Persona sometimes makes the lore introduced in the spin-off games non-canon.
Yeah.
Whereas Kingdom Hearts never does that.
No. Kingdom Hearts is a deep fucking canon.
Yeah. So I feel like I have to watch Persona Q and all, and do all the stuff with it to figure out where the characters are supposed to be. And even then, who knows if that shit's canon? Any of this.
Yeah. Depends on the time of the month.
Yep. I mean, I've seen it put pretty good way when people are discussing just this online of like, the shit in the spin-off games is canon until it's proven otherwise. So the Star Wars method.
Yeah.
So like it, whatever, like the Pemsi and Makoto Yuki meeting in Persona Q2. That's canon until they make Persona's not Persona 6. They make the game that's between 3 Reload and 6. That's supposed to be a team of all of the protagonist characters, and Pemsi is just not there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I'll be trying to work on videos with the college and shit, which is what we were talking about, but we forgot.
No, I didn't forget. I just figured you were going to get back to it at some point.
Yeah.
This whole time I was like, shit, you apparently... It's going to look like you had a big fucking week.
Yeah.
Which I guess you did.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long week of nothing but Persona. More or less. The weirdest part of 5, I'll say this and then actually I end my topic. But yeah, the weirdest part of 5 is how I have noticed after playing Arena that they actually have the personas for the 4 Arena specific characters as DLC, which I didn't know previously, even though I've owned the DLC since I bought Persona 5. So. But like I never connected the dots of like, hey, until actually learning the personas names of like, hey, this is the persona of the of Labrist, or like the one of the Izanagi, I think, is in the game, and Izanagi is Sho Minazuki's persona, and I had to look this up because I forgot Sho Minazuki existed. Like I remember him as much as like, there's the guy with the two katanas in Suplex Edition, but I don't own Suplex Edition yet, so
yeah.
That and I think that doesn't he have a different moveset when he has the persona and when he's dual wielding?
He does, yes.
So yeah, and like I only really remember him for dual wielding katanas, so
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So what's coming out on your channel?
On my channel, expect a lot of Conan. I would like to get around to recording some Total War Warhammer this week, but I'm also quite busy with the new Mortal Kombat, which I am playing on my own and not recording. I did actually initially purchase the new Mortal Kombat on PC with the intention of recording it. And then I found out something that I already knew, which is that NetherRealm is not great at PC porting. They don't optimize. It's just not a thing they do. They think it's bullshit. So the game doesn't run too great on my PC, even with the graphics down. So I said, fuck it. I refunded it on Steam and got it on PlayStation instead, and I won't be recording it, which is in the end perhaps the wiser choice, because the videos are going to have to be marked as for adults anyways, because YouTube thinks that real people are being murdered in it. Which I will say though, They made sure to make it so that the story mode is fine because there's no gore in the story mode.
Yeah. I wish that they could at least add a toggle of like turn gore off. And like
that's Deception did back in the day. Deception and Armageddon both had blood and gore turn off. And they kind of need to bring that back. And if Mike were here, Mike would lose his shit at the suggestion of adding a setting in the settings menu for the use of streamers and YouTubers. But like it so handicaps the capability people have to make YouTube videos of Mortal Kombat now.
Not only that, but like it's not even just an opinion, an option for I'm doing like spoken typos. How? Anyway,
yeah,
it's not just an option for YouTubers and streamers and whatever. There's also a lot of people who wouldn't who are squeamish and wouldn't be able to play Mortal Kombat as it is right now. So like people might say that that's just hiding behind quote unquote weaker people or whatever you want to call them to get something you want. But like I'm gonna assume it's not that hard to potentially just make it so the models don't distort instead of switching models, but then at the same time it might be hardwired into the animations. I wouldn't know. I'm not a game developer. Even if I was, I didn't work on Mortal Kombat 12. But
yeah.
But yeah, so either which way, like it would just be a thing of like the animations still play out the same. The only difference is that when otherwise you would see, I don't know, Kung Lao Dig Lava guy, he does the same animation and the guy still screams, but his skin doesn't actually come off.
Yeah.
It would look goofy, sure, but like it's there as just an accessibility feature of like, hey, we know that you either cannot look at gore without I don't know, fainting or at least feeling deeply ill, or want to actually fucking record the game and thus give us free advertisement.
Yeah.
Whereas as it is, like, even just disregarding the free advertisement that people making videos can be. Once again, like the thing of like how many people are not playing Mortal Kombat just because of the gore.
That is a good question.
How much money is that lost? Like, it could even be a business incentive of like, hey, there's people who like the game because of the gore. They can do the gore stuff to appeal to those people, and then they can also put in the toggle so that people who don't like the gore stuff can just turn it off, and you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
you get to both take it slow and rock out the show, like Hannah Montana said.
Oh, good lord.
When is she getting added as DLC? Mortal Kombat 12.
Well, after Megan Fox, I don't.
But she's not portraying a character. There is a new stance switching character. One stance is Miley Cyrus, the other one is Hannah Montana.
Someone has already had that idea.
Definitely. That would be great, though.
I don't think it would.
But it would be funny. She'd be a good joke character.
Yeah, that I can't dispute.
Like I'm imagining that when she's in Miley mode, she does the usual like the person who doesn't actually want to fight and is scared to fight has to fight moves, or like just wailing around and shit. Then you switch into Hannah mode and she just starts doing Dante combos. But like I don't know, the Miley mode builds more meter.
Yeah, I have no idea where this is going.
Me neither. Anyway, yeah. Mortal Kombat 12.
Yeah, there we go. I'm not even fucking uploading it on my channel. I don't know how that we got here anyways. So, yes. What was it? Yeah, that's what's going up on my channel. What is going up on the group channel?
You might need to check that.
Oh shit. Well, that's gonna take me a second. Give me a while. Give me a while.
All right.
Yeah, right. I should have remembered that. Yeah, I should have remembered that. Okay, give me a second. I am checking. I gotta log into that account. And here we go. Oh boy, right. There's so many videos. Okay, there we go. So, on the 18th, Monday, Danganronpa Part 3. On the 20th, Wednesday, Dark Souls 2 Part 9.
Which I believe is the last one we've shot so far.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a hard one to record. That game is slower than I remembered, and I remember that game being quite slow. On the 21st, a short. On Friday, Karnov's Revenge Part 2. And on Saturday, Katamari Damacy Part 18.
All right. And then sometime during that the time frame, Friday games are probably Tuesday.
Yes.
So yeah, then the topic, which you would
Yes. Give me a second. I was recovering my brain.
Yeah.
My brain had been fumbled elsewhere. I was picking it back up. Okay. So, yes, the topic that I was thinking for this week was what is one trope or cliche that it seems to be common public opinion, a rather common public opinion, that people are sick of it, but you are not sick of it. You quite like it. It still pops you in wrestling terms.
Well then, I could go for the easy, obvious joke answer and say Evil Superman, but I don't even like that one. not even I like it.
No one does. Except guys that think they're real edgy.
But yeah, speaking of edgy though, I don't mind edgy reboots as much as other people seem to. Like, well, I guess reboot is the better way to put it because with reboots there's at least like some prior stuff that it could build on that it might not. But I've noticed that people just don't like when anything has more edge than circle, and I don't know.
The wholesome.
Yeah.
The thing should be wholesome thing has been a trend for a minute now. Yes.
Yeah, and while I can get that too, and while I do think that when edgy was the hip thing to be, people did go overboard. I mean, like, what can I really point out that immediately comes to mind? That's the thing. I've tried to delete all of the ones where things were too edgy. But D Gray Man.
What?
Yeah, that's an anime. It's. Or I guess I can just say it in Helsing as well. But yeah, there's. D Gray Man is a. If memory serves, if I'm not mixing up with other anime, which I might be, because they shared similar art styles. If memory serves, either which way, D Gray Man is an anime where like PTSD naked girl kills people viscerally on screen, but she's cutesy otherwise and stuff like that, and you know that stuff. You know that is getting too much into the edgy stuff for me as well, or like Afro Samurai, the anime series.
I don't know nothing about it.
The stuff I saw, which wasn't much, I'll admit, but the first couple of episodes are just like, here's darkness, everything sucks, everyone sucks. There's a lot of blood. I'm gonna gut this guy on screen with the sword. He was
I
fucking.
see.
He was fucking on screen, and I got him while he was fucking on screen.
I see.
You know, when it gets to those points, is when I tune out.
Yeah.
Of edgy stuff. But I think things having an aesthetic, or like, things having a darker aesthetic or whatever, isn't inherently bad. In the same way that things not having a darker aesthetic isn't inherently bad either.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want more concrete tropes, I mean, I could say corporation bad, but that has been mishandled very badly recently. So, like, it's not really the trope itself as much as the handling
that
of it.
one's also a highly specific one because you've just been playing the new Saints Row reboot, which that's the last new Saints Row, as it turns out. So hey, how about that? How about that shit?
Yeah, I tried to give it a chance even after I did a radio game or radio let's play to you. I tried to give it more of a chance of, like, just playing it while listening to other stuff or whatever, and it was all right. But then I encountered a bug where I couldn't open up the menu and I couldn't get out of a car.
Oh,
And if I can't open up the menu, I can't save, and if I can't get out of the car, I can't do mission objectives.
Oh,
And because of the way I was playing, because I played with cheats, because that's how you play Saints Row, the auto saves were turned off. So all of the progress I made in the last 2 hours gone.
Oh, great!
So I just uninstalled the game.
Awesome.
Because the missions didn't take long, which is also why it's a problem that my last 2 hours are gone, because that's not 2 missions, that's like 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, after like, that was as much as I could take, because yeah. I mean, the way that things were going, it actually seemed like the stuff wasn't gonna end up being corporations bad, actually. Not explicitly, because as I said while I was playing, there's a guy whose entire character seems to be entrepreneur, and the missions, as far as I got up to, were about turning the Saints, the nothing gang that they have, they're making it into a corporation, or at least structured like one. So it did that, and also the guy who seemed the most like, fuck capitalism, fuck corporation, fucking anarcho-communist guy. He quit the anarcho-communists and was just like, I don't know, I cook now, I guess. That's my character. I don't wear shirts and I cook. So they might have tried to get the crowd, to get that sort of crowd, and then do a bait and switch where they actually get to be characters after that. I don't know, because I can get out of course and I can save. But still, it may not just be corporations bad. It might just, there might actually be a story hidden under there.
Huh.
But yeah, like, like, once again, like, people seem to dislike it because of the bad executions of it recently, which I cannot shit talk too much, because that's also why I dislike Souls. So, or like many other like tropes and gameplay design stuff. But it's like, not the design itself isn't bad inherently. I just see so many people misuse it that I want it gone for now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess what are your tropes that you like, what other people don't?
Let's see. Well, I am worried about one thing. Anytime people start to go hard on a trope, there's a counter movement. And the counter movement generally starts to go pretty hard, and eventually the counter movement takes over, and it defines the zeitgeist for a decade or two.
Yeah.
That's generally how it goes. Everything is a cycle. This has all happened before and will happen again. Time is a flat circle. People don't learn lessons, and as a result, history is designed by movement. And history is defined by movement, counter movement, movement, counter movement, yada, yada, yada. So I will say there is one example of a trope that I think is overdone a good bit nowadays, but I don't want to see the counter movement entirely erase it, which is wisecracks.
Yeah.
Too many superheroes, too many movie heroes, too many video game heroes, too many TV heroes. Wisecrack nowadays. The MCU has made it very popular. Iron Man made it very popular. Iron Man's not even really that much of a wisecracker in the comics. And the complaints about it are generally valid. I would say it is a problem in the MCU and outside of the MCU, both. However, for every movement, there is a fierce counter movement. Counter movement becomes the dominant thing. I do not want to see us go back to a time where we got Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, who has no wisecracks except, "Oh, nice outfit. Did your husband make it for you?" Which is not only a lame joke, it's also, of course, famously homophobic. Like, that is the laziest goddamn attempt at a wisecrack. Even back in the day, back at the time when homophobia was thought of as something that was funny and clever, like, that still wasn't funny or clever.
Yeah.
It was just fucking lazy.
Nah,
that is it.
Yeah.
It's as lazy as insults can get. Ha, you're gay.
We need to go back to Citizen Kane, where jokes weren't invented yet, and we all sat in front of the screen and cried. And felt no emotion other than sadness, because that's the only emotion that good art can get out of you. Sadness.
Yes. Sadness and malaise.
And apathy.
Because these movies are made for fart-huffing rich people who suffer from malaise because they don't understand how to actually fucking enjoy the things they have.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand any of it and have purged themselves of all joy.
See, like, part of this is why I don't enjoy dramas. Because, like, when, depending on how it's presented, I think it can be fine. But, like, I tend to enjoy dramas that have a humorous edge to them or whatever. Like, the things that don't take themselves a bit too seriously, just because, like, when you're just like, here's this issue, it's very important, and you just hammer that home for like an hour. I just go, okay, so you're trying to make the rich white guy cry into the $100 bill. I get it.
Yeah. There's a reason that the most successful dramas generally also have either some kind of comedic or action edge to it, or like some elements, that's not just like, this be sad, yo.
Yeah.
The Wire has a lot of comedy to it, for instance.
Yeah, because like,
yeah.
What?
Breaking Bad started as a comedy and turned into a drama, but it never lost the comedic element or the action element.
Yeah, because like, see the thing that to me is that, like, there's a major part that those dramas that are trying to be like seriously about a topic, and they're very like they're very artsy is the best way I can put it, because I associate it with authors, but like,
I prefer the term fart huffing.
Why can't they be both fart huffing authors?
And you gotta throw in the body, like throw in the gesture of like the handing the air from your ass up to your nose. Like,
I thought you were talking about the jerk off motion.
No, that one also works, but that one has less of a point. That kind of gets back to the lazy insult territory of like, that's a classic by all means, but it ain't too hard for me to criticize anything by just making the jerk off motion.
Yeah. But yeah, like, only one important thing that that those sorts of movies tend to miss, in my opinion, as someone who technically might have lived a life that could be made into a movie like that, is that despite all of the shit, you're not depressed 100% of the time, even when you have clinical depression. Like, you're not Even if you're 80% of the time depressed, that's still 100% of the time. You can still laugh. You are capable of laughter. You can feel other emotions if very damp or whatever, like a very small amount of them.
Trainspotting is a movie about Scottish heroin addicts that is very depressing. However, it also has several scenes where they are just doing stupid shit and antics. And the important thing is that it should still all have a point, though, right?
Yeah.
Because the comedy antics and Trainspotting are still kind of like, oh, these are really just a bunch of completely aimless young guys that have no idea what to do with their time. So between shooting up on heroin, they just go out and pester people.
Yeah. Like the only times when that sort of stuff doesn't make sense, I guess would be like I forget the name of it, but there's this movie we watched in media class in high school. The Room, not the Tommy Wiseau one, the other one.
Yeah, the Brie Larson one, the cheese thief one.
May have I forget if it was her, but it was about this woman getting kidnapped and raising a kid.
Yes,
in
that's the cheese
captivity.
thief one.
Yes, her cheese thieves movie. That one, like I wouldn't say that I enjoyed the movie as much because it still felt a bit too heavy-handed for my liking. But at the same time, like there's I will say that that movie, while being a drama, handled the situation very well in the sense that like it's very serious about what's going on, but also takes into consideration like she wouldn't raise the kid just being fucking miserable all the time.
Yeah.
Like we still get moments of them not being miserable, and then to contrast with that, to heighten the drama, then we see her being miserable to get us out of the comfort of she's living a life, even if it sucks. She's living a life. Then we get pulled out, and then it just works that much better when the bad things happen. Then because then it's once again not the norm. If everything sucks all the time, the bad things don't matter because everything sucks all the time.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of the dramas that I hear about but don't actually watch.
You have to care about the characters to really be that sad about bad things happening to them.
That too. But that's why I don't care about like the stuff that I hear about. Where it's like there's this French drama where like the this isn't an actual movie. I'm just making one up. But like there's this French drama. It's really good. It's about this guy who rapes a woman and then he cries. And we follow him trying to fight his inner demons for like an hour.
There you go.
And like that's the sort of stuff where I go, no, this was made for rich white people to jerk off to. Like,
yeah.
Like that's not really trying to tell a story. Well, it might be trying to tell a story just badly. It's not trying to tell a realistic story in the sense that like that stuff happening sucks. I would reckon that it doesn't suck for the person perpetrating it that much, but
no. Well, that's you run into what was that movie? There was a movie. Oh shit! I forget the name of it, but it was I believe it was the chick from the Titanic, not the movie, not the actual Titanic. Yeah. Who I also cannot recall the name of. Kate something. She played. The movie was about her going on trial because it's discovered that she 10 years ago was the secretary at a concentration camp, and the movie is just all about how like it sucks that she's like, it sucks being a secretary at the concentration camp, and like part of it is how like no, she did a lot of really fucked up things to those people herself there, and we're supposed to like. There was a joke at one point. American white people will go to your country, fuck it up, and then go back and make a movie about how it made them sad.
Yeah. See Oppenheimer movies coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Virtually every Vietnam film not made by John Wayne. Like especially fucking Apocalypse Now, where the Vietnamese are treated as like some alien other. that never get to have dialogue. They're just either vaguely threatening or vaguely weird in the background, while the Vietnam dudes in front are like, "This sucks."
See, like there's a point to that where I think it just becomes funny. Where like I haven't seen Apocalypse Now, but your description makes it sound like they're just set up like the Predator, where they just do a scene with a group of with a battalion, and then just every cut there's one less guy.
Kind of, for a stretch of that movie, yes.
And see, that just sounds funny.
But they're on a boat.
See, that just sounds funny to me because that seems like a humor thing, especially if they don't recognize it. That's just such a good setup for a joke, and it also just makes the Vietnamese look so good. Like it's like they got a veteran going on camera. No, you don't get it. They kicked our ass.
Yeah. Like there was one, I saw him turn invisible. He did it.
Yeah. They were using hex. He was aimbotting.
Oh my god. How could this happen?
So yeah. Where the fuck were we?
Somehow we got here from I don't want wisecracks to go away.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, holy shit.
Oh yeah, because I said that people don't want wisecracks. They want us to watch the French dramas.
Yeah.
To leave with my comparison. It's like I'm sure there are actually good French dramas because like it's movies in French. Wow. But
no.
But whenever I hear about specifically a French drama, it's always followed by something just fucking rancid. And like they genuinely, if they made a good movie from that, I am surprised.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, wisecracks. Yeah. See, this is one of the perks of me not watching movies all effectively. Like, I'm used to wisecracks because they used to be used in some of the movies that I watched growing up, like Rush Hour.
Yeah.
So like seeing them pop up again in like the Marvel movies wasn't weird, and it didn't really feel out of place for me. I mean, people point out stuff about the Marvel movies, but like I've only seen Iron Man and Avengers: Infinity War, so and in those two, I don't remember any out of place wisecracks. Because like people bring up Thor, but like why would I watch Thor? It's Thor.
Well, Thor in Endgame, you got Fat Thor, but yeah, Infinity War was one of the better ones at actually like being willing to take itself seriously.
But yeah, like that and also like other movies, it's gotten to the point where people point out the most like bargain bin wisecrack setups. Like, at this point you might as well say Indiana Jones sucks because it's written by Joss Whedon. Which like I don't actually know if the new one was written by Joss Whedon, but Joss Whedon.
Josh Whedon. Now that's terrifying.
He's the current mayor of Sweden. But yeah, I don't know if the new Indiana Jones was made by Joss Whedon, but
I doubt it was. He is persona non grata. Because turned out he was having himself a time with some actresses, I guess.
Oh, I see.
There was something along those lines. I know he was definitely very abusive of Charisma Carpenter on set. He got real upset that, for one thing, she wasn't letting him control her, which is a problem on one hand, which is already worrying. But also, he got very upset that she got pregnant. And he was acting like he was the biggest gangster ever, biggest fucking pimp lord ever, because he was doing Buffy. And Buffy famously had a lot of hot chicks on that cast.
Either which way, like, but I'm talking about like the old Indiana Jones, the one that people like, and even in those, like, I'll note I've seen maybe 20 minutes of Indiana Jones altogether, but the stuff that I have seen, which I mean, like an entire I've seen 20 minutes of a movie. I don't remember which one. I have seen clips otherwise, but still. Anyway, yeah. The thing I'm trying to reach here is that Indiana Jones made wisecracks. At least from the stuff that I've seen, he's made wisecracks, and like, are we gonna say that Indiana Jones sucks now?
Probably quite a few people would, yes.
Or like, I don't know what else can I really say, or what other stuff like that comes to my mind that's pretty much universally beloved, but does wisecracks and did before the current wave of it. Like, I guess that's Rush Hour, but like, Rush Hour wasn't like, high cinema.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a comedy, I think there's a bit more of expectation.
Yeah. I don't know. Rush Hour was high cinema to me because I love Jackie Chan. That's it.
Yeah.
High art, not high art, and then it fucking requirements has Jackie Chan. There's this movie that I was going to watch at the theater, but in the movie theater, but then Corona happened. That was supposed to come out in 2020. Where it was a movie about the Man in the Iron Mask, and Jackie Chan was the Man in the Iron Mask, and his god was Arnold.
Yeah, I saw some set photos from that. That was pretty interesting.
I was going to watch that just because, like, how the fuck do these people move? And what CGI did they use to make it happen?
Yeah, I'm sure Jackie's still good, but damn, Arnie.
I mean, Jackie. I think Jackie would also be at least a bit old to do some of the stuff that she used to do. He would still probably run circles around Arnold, but
Yeah, Arnie, Mr. Can't move the sword in Conan because his muscles are too big.
Yeah. But yeah, like I do kind of miss that era of like of martial arts movies with Jackie and Jet Li, and I don't know who else. It was mostly them. where when America got a taste of Hong Kong cinema and tried to replicate it, and it didn't. I guess it didn't work.
Yeah.
But that's also just a thing of like, a lot of your tastes can depend on how you where you were raised and how you were raised. A lot of the movies that I watched growing up were Hong Kong cinema, so I value good fight scenes, and yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, the Hong Kong movies it depends on the movie, I guess, but like a lot of them follow the same scheme or whatever how you want to pronounce it, of story that I don't mind of like, I am asshole. Oh no, my comeuppance.
I am asshole.
I am asshole. Oh no, I got my comeuppance. I'm gonna go and learn from the master in the woods for another year or maybe 5. Then I'll come back and beat your ass. I came back and beat your ass, and now I'm a better person. End the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much the character arc for Jackie in the Drunken Master, if memory serves. Where he's just
I am asshole, and now I'm drunk.
well, no, in that one it's I am asshole because I'm drunk. And then he goes to the master. No, they beat him up. He goes to the master to teach him how to be drunk better. And then he comes back and I am less of an asshole because I am drunk. But yeah. Can you remember any like other major titles with wisecracks in it before the current trend?
Well, it depends on the definition of wisecrack, I guess. Like, where's the line between wisecrack and one-liner?
I mean, I guess my definition, because since they're trying to have it loose on purpose, because that's how people's definition has become loosened over time. I'd say anything that comes during or after a major plot development that happens more than once in a movie, as in like it doesn't have to be the same line, but there needs to be multiple lines that come during or after that could be humorous, and happens more than once in the movie.
Well, I do hate when they undercut a dramatic moment with a funny line. So actually, in that regard, I would say wisecracks need to go immediately.
Because that seems to be the major stuff that I'm seeing. Without it undercutting stuff, but then once again, like the how early is too early, and I guess my point here is that like do we just not have a spot anymore for people who deal with stress by joking? Like has the character been, or whatever, has the archetype been too played out for it to exist for a bit?
Well, there's a difference between the character doing it and the movie itself doing it,
Yeah.
When it's the stuff that's like fucking record scratch, how did I get here? That kind of deal,
Yeah, no, that one sucks. But I've seen it being used as just like I don't know, like it's just I think the one that I remember is that there was some other line after like the mimic eats a guy in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, and the rogue, who from what I could tell from the movie was supposed to be the kind of suave, but also kind of like how do I put this, like kind of awkward guy. So like he kind of had the roguish archetype, but at the same time he was also supposed to be the like I don't know what like Star-Lord. He was Star-Lord.
Yeah.
And yeah, so people complain about him making a joke after the mimic spits out his teammate, and like that wasn't really an emotionally charged moment. And like like obviously I didn't see the movie, so I don't know if the character is supposed to deal with stress that way or whatever. But like if it happens once in the movie and he just makes a joke while also fighting off the mimic or whatever, or running away with the other guy or something, I don't see the problem. It's not like the other guy died while he was trying to pull him out of the mimic, and then he said, "Well, fuck, what do I do with this arm?" At which point, yes, that would be breaking the stuff with the emotional setup there, but like like it really feels like to me like we're really reeling towards just humor of all kind not being welcome for a bit, because everything will just be filed under wisecrack. And and like I don't really watch movies to begin with, but then I would have a really good reason to not watch movies, because then in regular movies there would be no humor, and then in comedies there's stoner comedies and rom-coms, I guess.
On some level, what you're seeing there with film is just the death of film altogether.
Yeah. Like, you have if you want comedies nowadays, you get to watch a remake of the same stoner comedy they've made since the 1990s, or the same romantic comedy they've made since the dawn of film.
Yeah.
Those are your options.
Yep. Bleh.
I guess there's technically the new Scream, which, if memory serves, was supposed to be like a horror comedy, but like, eh. How many of those can you have before it also becomes still? Maybe 2. Like, not exactly the same, but like, how many scary movies did it take for people to go, no, actually, we had enough? 3?
Not enough.
What do you mean that they should have made more?
Wait, yeah, I didn't actually think about that. Too many. There you go. Famously big fan of scary movie, I am.
Yeah. But yeah. Hmm. I can't think of any other movies, big movies before the current trend where they would make wisecracks. Because like, yeah, it's like you said, like, either there weren't that many before now, or we count even one-liners, in which case like Terminator is also shit. So is like most action movies from the 80s.
Anything that had Arnie or Stallone.
Yeah. And then just work your way through the years after that, of like, everyone trying to make Rocky or Terminator or whatever. I don't know that many Stallone films.
Rambo, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Which the first Rambo, very different story, and Rocky was never a wisecracker. Rocky was never really smart enough to make wisecracks.
Too much brain damage.
Yes, actually. I believe that's a major plot point in at least one of the movies, that Rocky is at least partly brain damaged.
It makes sense, he's a boxer.
Yes.
But yeah, I've definitely seen Stallone in movies, I just don't remember which ones.
Spy Kids 3.
Probably. But I mean, like, movies where he was actually the star.
He kind of was the star of Spy Kids 3. He got to have fun in that one. That was the one where he got to play 4 versions of himself at the same time.
Was Spy Kids 3 the one where they were in the video game?
Yeah, and he was the game maker, remember?
Yeah.
And he was talking with himself quite literally.
So yeah, then I've definitely seen him in that one, but I've seen, I want to say I've seen some of his action stuff. I've just not seen Rocky or Rambo, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Same with Arnold. I haven't really seen the Terminator. I think I've seen parts of I've seen, I want to say, roughly half of the second one. Like, I've seen the beginning and the end, but not the middle somehow.
Yeah.
But I remember him more for like if memory serves, it was him with the seashells, right?
Yes, that was indeed Stallone in
That was Stallone.
Demolition Man. Yeah.
The 3 seashells?
Never seen that one. The seashells.
Yeah, I have seen that one. I also remember a movie where one of them goes after, I want to say Wesley Snipes, but I'm not sure. In the future.
That is the same movie. That is also Demolition Man.
Ah. that I quite remember Demolition Man. From what I remember, it's a good movie.
Yeah, pretty beloved.
But yeah, I watched that movie entirely because Wesley Snipes was in it. Because I watched Blade and I went, hey, I really like this actor.
Eh.
And then he was in no other movies ever again. For being a pain to work with, I guess.
Yep, notoriously. All right. Well, I could have had a better pick there, but really, this podcast has already gone on longer than at least I was expecting. So I think we're probably good to go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. I did the fighting games or sign up.
Yep. Shut Your Mouth Lounge were.
Sure.
Doesn't quite work.
Your mouth was shut.
Mouths were indeed shut and opened again, and then shut and then opened again. For it to be the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, we sure don't shut the fuck up, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the title of this podcast is antithetical to the medium of podcasts.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to get rid of the fucking legacy title there.
True.
And the title was made 8 years ago now.
Yep. We're old. Like I realized this like yesterday.
I'm older than you. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Because you weren't there, but I was. Damn.
I mean, you say that, but I've been here since before you joined back in. So, like, you were there for the first 9 episodes, but there were another, like, I want to say 4 that you weren't there for that I was.
Yeah, that when it was really just you and Pink for a second there, wasn't it?
No, it was me and whoever else I could get because I like restarting this YouTube channel was my side project. And
I see.
Yeah, so it was me and whoever else I could get. I think the first one was Iodale, Gramps, and Brandon. And then it was...
Oh, that's a weird group.
Yeah, and then it was a mix and match of those guys. I believe during that time you also showed up for one of them, which is when I sent you Halvian initially, and then the podcast ends with Brandon singing the Nut Shack theme song.
I was not there for that. I was not present on a podcast that Brandon was on. No.
That might be mixing up too. But yeah, and then you left after that again for another, like, I want to say 4 or 5 episodes. And between then and when I did it with whoever.
Not to be mean to him, but I think on some level I was checked out as long as Iodale was going to be there.
Mayhaps.
Again, not because of personal grudges, but I know Iodale. Iodale has no respect for schedules or sound quality or not having people just blunder in or actually speaking other than every now and then running a microwave and going, oh man, my burrito.
I mean, in Persona, when we had him on as a guest, he did his best. I mean, even now, the Persona stuff is kind of up in the air because none of us have time anymore. But
I never see Iodale around here, or Iodale, whatever.
Yeah, usually how that worked is that I shot him a DM of like, hey, we're thinking about recording on this day, and then he'd reply, I'm free or I'm not free. Or if he wouldn't be free, he'd be like, I am free on, like, I don't know, Monday. Then I'd go get back to Pink, tell him I says he's free on Monday. Can we do Monday? Basically, I was the mediator to set up the schedule, but when the schedule was actually set up, I did show up on time. So
yeah,
and I think the one time that there was background noise from him in those recordings is when there was a construction going on outside his house, which he can't really do much about.
Yeah, so that seems like a problem.
So he's tried.
Yeah.
But yeah, so between the time when I had Gramps and Iodil, and I believe Ted was on one of them, and Brendan. Yeah, between that time and when you left after you came on for one episode. Sometime Pink showed up, and it was just the two of us. And then it just went on until you joined back up, and then we restarted the channel the way it is now.
Yeah.
But that's my recollection of it, and like it's been maybe 170 episodes since then. So
Yeah.
it's hard to know.
Oh boy.
So like yeah, you've been around on the podcast longer than me, but that was also only for like 9 episodes. Which
yeah. And not only that, there was a several year gap between us doing that and you trying to do it.
Yeah. Like, y'all don't like the schedule stuff because, it feels like a corporation, which I can get. But it's also like weirdly enough, as much shit I talk about corporations, I still use their methods sometimes because it is the most effective. It's not corporations that I inherently have a beef with. It's just corruption.
Yeah, it's just like the scheduling thing can often just make it feel like not really corporate. Scheduling can make it feel like a job,
Yeah.
And I don't want to ever get to the place where this feels like a job unless I'm actually making some fucking money off of it, which would be a different situation. But like when it's gatherings between friends, I don't want it to feel like a job, right?
Yeah.
And just some days, it's like I scheduled this a week ahead, and I get to the day of, it's just like, oh fuck, I really actually don't feel like doing that right now.
People yelling are yelling outside the room, which is why I'm not speaking up. But yeah.
I see. Did you get the recording?
Not yet.
Oh shit.
All right. The monster shot.
Well,
I
yeah.
guess.
Addy, say bye.
Bye.